If you've ever watched The Simpsons, you've likely seen this car. This is the Family Sedan. It's an iconic piece of the show, it's pretty much a part of The Simpsons' identity, and it features heavily in their episodes, comics, and even games. In fact, in one of the best Gamecube games of all time, the Simpsons Hit and Run, the Family Sedan is the first car you get to use. The only problem is that it's not very good. It's slow, it turns terribly, it's wonky. Well, one of the main aspects of this game is to actually unlock better cars so you don't have to use it. But what if you don't? What if instead we keep the same vehicle, the Family Sedan, and try to beat the entire game with it as our only source of transportation? And not only that, but what if we try to beat it with a completion of 100%? Is it even possible? This game is well known for being unforgivingly difficult, and that's with all the upgraded cars you get. So trying to beat this game at all, let alone with a 100% completion, seems a bit daunting. Well, on a random day in December of 2022, I decided to dedicate the next week of my life solely to complete this challenge. Mainly because I was diagnosed with a virus that I don't think I can say without getting in trouble. So whether I liked it or not, I had the next couple of days to play the Simpsons Hit and Run all day until my head exploded or I actually beat the game. Whichever one comes first is anyone's guess. This video has taken over a calendar year to make, and judging by the length of the video, I'm pretty sure you can tell it wasn't as easy as you may assume. So join me as I try to 100% complete the Simpsons Hit and Run with the worst car in the game. Before that, I want to set the rules and define what 100% completion actually is. Because if I have to go around collecting every coin, for example, this video would become a lot more boring that way. Luckily, the Simpsons Hit and Run has a built-in completion tracker for all of its 7 worlds. Pretty much all I want to do is fill out this board so the little level complete thing on the bottom says 100%. Of course, I have to complete every mission, but I also have to buy every car, every outfit, do all the races, even do all these funny little gags around the map. All of that has to be completed for this list to be done. The only other rule is that I can only drive this car unless it's in one specific circumstance, which we'll get to, don't worry. But this means no matter what, when I'm roaming the town, when I'm doing a race, when I'm contemplating my life choices, I must be doing it in the Family Sedan. Other than that, it's just a normal Let's Play of the Simpsons Hit and Run. At least I hope so. Also, I'm playing this on the Gamecube version of the game. I know there's a PC port, but I don't want to involve mods or anything, just to keep it as vanilla as possible. I'm playing on a totally legit copy that I definitely own. This is a long one, boys, but I'm not expecting you to watch this in one sitting. So grab a snack, grab a nice little Pepsi Zero, and let's begin. I started off level 1 with very high hopes. I knew that no matter what happens later on, I'd be comfortable with the fact that I can at least complete this level. I mean, you're meant to do most of the missions with the Family Sedan anyway, so I knew that this part would be mostly a cakewalk. I started off by turning off tutorials like a total Chad. Talked to Marge about how the ice cream is missing. I wonder when did that happen? And then began the tutorial mission. This one was pretty easy. I think it's actually impossible to fail this, but it gave me a good time to get used to the controls and wander the map for collectibles. In this game, you're required to buy certain materials like clothing and cars, so I decided to just try and collect it early before anything. But as I was exploring, I passed by one of the 3 kids you can talk to start a race. And this moment right here is when I decided to make one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life. I think, honestly, I think 100%ing this game would be a little more interesting, honestly. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna 100% this game now. We're gonna complete it. Now, something I didn't tell you is that I came into this video expecting to just finish the story and end the video there. Remember, this game is not forgiving, and the time limits on some of the later missions become really strict. But silly old me thought this video would just be too easy if I only did the missions. I'm only bringing this up because this race was the first domino that led to a chain of events that ended in countless hours of torture ahead. Anyway, I beat the first race first try. It was honestly light work. It was just a race from the school all the way to the power plant, and it wasn't a big deal. But I won't lie, even though this was the first level, beating this on my first try gave me quite the ego boost. Look at how much of a lead I have. I'm so good at this game. This is going to be so easy. And with this, I did the first gag, farmed some coins in the power plant, killed the 2 wasp cameras in the dining hall while also getting the card there, and began exploring the second part of town. I got just a little sidetracked collecting everything and reminiscing about my past playing this game. I don't know if this is relatable to any of you, but I used to spend hours kicking the kids on the baseball field. Then when the cops get called, I just go on the roof of the school and hide until they left. And then I'd go home and play the Simpsons Hit and Run. After perusing around, I found another race and decided to just bang it out quickly. Honestly, I was cruising through this level faster than I expected. I bet I could become a speedrunner and even be in contention for the world record. Just saying. After that, I decided to make a pit stop to buy what is undoubtedly the best costume in the game, and then I decided to actually start doing some missions. The first one, titled SMRT, is a straightforward race to the school. You have to bring Lisa her project before Principal Skinner gets there and presumably expels her or something. I don't know why it's so important. Luckily for us, Skinner apparently drives a 2004 Saturn Vue, so he's the slowest man on the road by far. Winning the race is just a matter of not crashing into literally everything, so it was completed easily. After a long day of breaking traffic laws, I decided to head home, collect all the garbage from my backyard, and begin the second mission. This is the first collectathon mission where you have to go around collecting certain items, and since, again, it's the second mission in the entire game, it was very forgiving. Beat it first try. I'm the king, Gooner. Since I was already on a 2-mission win streak, I thought why not keep it going and start mission 3. So I drove over to the house, and after discussing the current political climate with Marge, liberals and pronouns, Marge, I was all set to do the next mission. This involves me going to the Krusty Burger to see Lenny when all of a sudden, when this popped up, the first thing I thought was, fuck. This is pretty much telling me to get a different vehicle for the mission, and the game won't let me move forward until I actually buy it. Luckily, either by the graces of God himself or the developers just forgot to check. Once you buy the car, you can go to the phone booth right next to it and call the Family Sedan again. It's not like I really want to use it, but you know, I have an epic win video to make, so. Anyway, the goal for this mission is to destroy Mr. Smithers' car so Homer won't get fired from his job. Yes, this is the actual plot summary. Normally, you're meant to use the Plow King, which is the car you're forced to buy before the mission starts, because at full speed, it hits like an absolute monster truck and can crush cars easily. But since I'm not, I do significantly less damage to other cars while doing more to mine. It's like in Plants vs. Zombies, if you replace the epic bendy pea shooter with the boring old normal one.
Look at this, it's John Pork.
But again, there's not really anything stopping me from just whittling down his health until he dies. Maybe if he actually gets to the power plant, you fail the mission, but I'm not that bad, so I got him first try. Then after blowing up my boss's car, which I know all retail employees want to do, I drove over to the power plant so Homer can get some work done in his underwear. This is the best costume in the game. But alas, there's a mission, me matey. There be ye cameras in the workspace, so Homer can't be sleeping on the job. So thy Homer takes it into his own hands and destroys the control box. Why am I a pirate? This mission, again, very easy. You just destroy 9 boxes. A thing you'll come to realize is that the platforming is kind of terrible, unlike my tweets at twitter.com/ZENITH. So it made this mission a little scarier than it should have been, but again, beat it first try. King Gooner. I don't take my first smackington of the Benjamin. Shitposting aside, I was actually breezing through this faster than I thought I would. It doesn't take a genius to know that the first world is probably going to be the easiest, but even then I was actually shocked at how quickly I was doing these missions. I'm sure by the length of this video you can tell that this is it's not going to last, but I thought I'd highlight it now while I have the chance that I am just so good at video games and I'm the best in the world. Anyway, there's some pressing issue on the news with these spy vans, and to everyone's surprise, the mayor of Springfield asks the really important question at hand.
I think I speak for all Springfielders when I say, where is the sexy footage?
This is the first mission where you have to follow another vehicle, and contrary to the destruction mission we just did where there was a red bar you had to fill up to destroy the car, you instead have a bar that calculates how far away you are from the vehicle. If you let that bar go all the way down, that means you're too far away and you'll fail the mission. There's a theme here, but since it's the first mission like it, I beat it again, first try. Like I always do, because I'm the best driver in the world. Oh, Jesus Christ. Amazing driving aside, apparently the person behind these black vans is Mr. Burns. Quick, we gotta tell Marge about it, because she'll do something.
Mr. Burns is spying on everybody. We've got to follow him.
But Marge is already preoccupied with something way more important than the government spying on you.
A new violent video game has hit the streets.
But that game sounds awesome.
And therefore should be destroyed.
Topical. So as you can see, I kind of spawned into a different car that Marge was driving. And remember way back in the beginning of the video when I said that there's one specific circumstance where I can't drive the Family Sedan? Yeah, this is it. Just like the previous mission with the Plow King, I tried to get out and call my car, but they actually disabled the phone booth for whatever reason. And even if you could call it, you can't get in other cars. It won't let you. So I'm actually forced to not use the Family Sedan here. This isn't the only mission like that either. So in this scenario, I'm going to have to just use the car that the game forces me to use. I thought of 2 solutions to this, but both have their own pitfalls. One way is to just bite the bullet and skip the missions, which I'm all too familiar with. But since we're going for 100% completion, and I already know the last couple missions don't let you skip and you're forced to drive other cars, I labeled this as a non-solution. I also feel like skipping a mission defeats the whole purpose of a challenge run, because if there's any mission that's kind of hard, I could just skip it as well. The other way would be for me to install a mod or a cheat that forces me to use the Family Sedan all the time. And although this could be a good solution, introducing mods could lead to skepticism about the legitimacy of a challenge like this, because if I can mod a car into the game, there's no saying that I can't just boost the stats without anyone noticing either. And since I'm playing on a totally legit GameCube
Gamecube copy that I bought. I decided I just wanted to keep the gameplay vanilla. And since that's the case, I'm just going to run the mission like this. Rambling aside though, this car is so bad. I won't lie, it nearly flipped over so many times, and it does some really strange things for any. I don't think I have any explanation for this. Like, look at this. If anyone understands what's going on here and why it's so buggy, please leave a comment and I'll give it a nice little heart. I should also probably explain what this meter on the bottom right is, because yes, it is a meter. It actually has a purpose. In this game, if you do anything that in real life would be considered a traffic violation, you know, going a little too fast, maybe not stopping at a stop sign or running over people and hitting trees, then the meter on this circle will fill up just a little bit. If it fills up all the way, then that's what's called a hit and run. Like the name of the game.
He said it! He said it!
What happens now is that police cars will go out of their way, breaking traffic laws themselves to try and run into you to quote-unquote bust you. I did get my first hit and run here, but I didn't get busted, so I didn't lose anything. It's not even the biggest deal. It just kind of gets in the way. But yeah, I just want to bring that up because it's kind of a core mechanic of the game, and I didn't bring it up yet because it's just been there. But hey, look at this. We finished 6 of the 7 missions, and before we do the 7th mission, let's collect everything else so we don't have to go back later.
This game is like SpongeBob game. I'm like SpongeBob. Let's go. It's me, SpongeBob. Yeah, baby, SpongeBob in the house. Let's go, SpongeBob. SpongeBob. It's kind of funny. I spent the next 30 minutes just looking around for random items because as smart and handsome and beautiful as I am, I don't really know this game that well. So I was just kind of roaming around seeing if there was any secrets, and most of the time there actually were. Do these coins lead to anything? Oh my god, they do. Whoa. There's a whole freaking thing back here. Oh my god. There's a whole treasure trove back here. I also had to do the bonus mission in this world. I totally forgot about it before I got to it. And honestly, it was probably the hardest mission I've done yet. Some of the missions before this had a time limit of sorts, but after completing one set of the mission, it would add on time so you wouldn't run out. On the other hand, this timer is just one long continuous one, and you're expected to complete the entire mission with this time. I'm not gonna say it was too hard, but this part in the tomato field, I won't lie, it was kind of annoying. I also got my second hit and run here. You can actually see a cop car this time. I didn't get busted because I never bust. Oh my god. But yeah, the further we go down this game, the more strict the time limits become, and this was the first example of one like that. After that, I bought the remaining cars and clothing I needed. I had enough coins for it at this point, so it was just easy. I broke all the wasp cameras, and the only thing that was left was one card. Now, what if I told you this card was the most difficult card to find in the entire game? I spent a total of around 40 minutes playing level 1 so far, and it took me about double that time to find this singular card. And the only reason why it didn't take me longer was because I gave in and looked up a guide. Dude, I've been searching for this card for like 30 minutes now. Where the hell could it be? I looked fucking everywhere for this damn thing. I drove around every single corner. I got out my car and started walking everywhere. I literally think I walked a marathon as Homer, just trying to find this stupid card. I genuinely thought this card just didn't exist anymore. I looked in every single crevice possible where a card could be, yet there was still one card missing. I can't believe this is the thing I'm stuck on. Like, this is the thing, I can't find a card. Like, if this was like something with skill and I'm just bad, I'd be a little less pissed. That I just can't. Where is this thing? I want to let you know that even though this was the easiest world, this one card took me quite a long time to find. And when I finally caved in and looked up a guide, I was really pissed. Remember way back in the video where I was talking about reminiscing about the game? Now, I collected a couple coins there. Apparently, those coins were pointing to the corner where the card was. You have got to be fucking kidding me. There's no way. And the most frustrating thing is I went through this spot like 5 different times. Because who would think to turn their camera around in a corner? Okay, look, I don't want to dwell on this for too long, but if anything, this was not a good sign for things to come. I'm more angry that I didn't check the random ass corner the 3 times I've been here already. God fucking damn it. Anyway, now that everything was completed, it was time to do the final mission, which is a race against Mr. Burns, or Mr. Smithers, or one of those guys. You gotta get to Mr. Burns' house to confront him about the spy vans that are totally spy vans and nothing else. Because just like we're in Twitter, once we assume the worst of someone, then we're right. I'm sure I could have beaten this race legit, but I knew a strategy from way back in the day. When you start the race, the pathway to the quicker way is actually blocked off by a door that just comes. What you can do is park your car in between the door and the power plant. Then when the race starts, you just literally run over to your car, go inside of it, and you can reverse through the door just fine. This makes the race a lot shorter, and it was an easy way to do it, and it was easy, and I'm a god, and I'm a genius. Anyway, we beat the mission, and Mr. Burns has something really nice to say to us.
Black vans? Aren't they connected with some sort of pizziola concern?
What? They were only pizza vans.
And would you look at that, level 1 is done with 100% completion. This was meant to be the easy one, and yet it took me over 2 hours to beat. If this is a sign for things to come, then I am not looking forward to it. Level 2 can be described as more of the same. The first real setback I had to face right away was the fact that instead of using level 2's stock car, the Honor Roller, I'm instead forced to ride in Lay Epic Sedan. It's not like it was that big of an upgrade anyway, but dude, it's a rocket car. I mean, come on. I guess Homer trusted Bart with the family car. I wonder how that would play out. Like, Bart, don't go crashing my car, Bart. Don't go doing it. You pretty much spawn right in front of the first race, so I decided, fuck it, why not do it now? The main rival racer in this level is Lisa with the Malibu Stacy car, which is the first real vehicle in the game that is significantly better than mine, which initially worried me about having to complete these races. But luckily, Lisa's AI just doesn't cut corners for whatever reason, so I was able to take the lead and win in my first try. After that, I talked to Millhouse to begin the first mission, which involves you having to skip class avoiding Principal Skinner to play Fortnite OG Edition. Now, this mission's kind of a pain in the ass if you don't immediately lose Principal Skinner, which I didn't, but luckily he just kind of got stuck and I was able to beat the mission on my first try. So I want to keep the video a little fun, right guys? I asked ChatGPT for 7 epic Simpsons puns, and I'm going to tell them to you after every mission. Okay? We're going to do that, okay? Okay, here's number 1. Bart behind the wheel. Might as well rename it the Fender Bender Express. After that, we talked to Jimbo so we can post our victory royale to Bart's Snapchat. And he says that if you want this #1 victory royale, then you got to get him some illegal fireworks. So we go and get some illegal fireworks. This mission just has us traveling around the map, asking for fireworks everywhere we go until we reach Ralph, whose dad is a cop, and yet we ask him for fireworks anyway. Now our goal is to escape Chief Wiggum, but if you just jump on this ramp right here, he tends to just crash into the pole, and then you can get away without a hitch completing the second mission. Okay, we're done. We got another one. Bart's driving is a Bart's driving is like a circus act, full of unexpected turns and a few clown honking along. I didn't read that right. Whatever, I don't care. I went to explore this area where the stairs were, and it led to a cool rooftop full of wasp cameras and coin boxes. This level seems to be the one with the least amount of secrets, at least from what I've gathered, but it's still really cool to even give the mid-map some kind of fun stuff to find. That's what's crazy. The attention to detail in these GameCube era games like this are a major reason as to why I can still go back to them and even play them now, even if it's for a stupid self-imposed challenge for a video. The next mission involves Comic Book Guy, and it's the second mission in the game that forces me to not use the sedan, which, since it's a race, I couldn't complain too much. You just have to race another random nerd's car to the comic book store, presumably to get some Pokemon card. I don't care. I do remember this one being a lot harder when I was younger, and this was the first mission I remember having to skip to continue, but maybe it's because I'm a gamer god or the fact that I just sucked more ass than I remember, but basic corner cutting made this mission a breeze. I told Bart he drives like a maniac. He said, no, more like a speed enthusiast. Yeah, a speed enthusiast with a collection of traffic tickets. That's a good one. Wow. That was fun. After this, the real story begins when you talk to Professor Frank, because video games are lame. You know what's cool? Epic robots. This is what I consider to be the start of the real story, and I can't really show you the cutscene because I just did this. Oops. Anyway, we have to follow a black van to the next destination. Throughout the way, I used a lot of shortcuts and actually got ahead of the van, which made the green bar in the top left decrease, and it actually made the van slower. So the rubber banding in this game doesn't care if you're ahead of it or behind it. It only cares if you're near the car, which is kind of weird. Anyway, we talked to Chief Wiggum, and I don't know what happened because I skipped it, but now we have to race Snake. This part kind of terrified me as the road here is just a straight line, and Snake's car is pretty damn fast, but Snake took a slower path to the finish line, and luckily, I knew the faster path, so I passed him when he was taking the final turn and won. I feel like that could have been really scary if I didn't win that. Whew, okay, we're alive still. We're still alive. You know it's Bart driving when even the GPS says turn left, and he turns the music up. I went around exploring a little more. I bought a fire truck for mere pennies on the dollar, collected some cards, pregnancy test. Yeah, I need that.
I'm pregnant. And then mission warp to Cletus to do the next one. And since we're driving his car, it's only fair to do this mission in the correct way.
Well, partner, we gotta collect 14 squirrel carcasses. Well, partner, we gotta collect 14 skunk carcasses to get to the big bungus. But one part has a train in the way. You gotta get in the train. I kinda got a little stuck back there, but it wasn't too bad. It was like the one time in Alabama when the freaking smingus my dingus and I blew. But here, a poo's coming to chase us in his car that's much faster than ours. And oh no, the cops are on the way too. God, got a key, got a G.
I beat the mission. Okay, I did it. Bart's driving is so wild, even the traffic signs are like, whoa, slow down. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Come on, come on. I then saw the checkpoint race, which I thought was going to be a problem because, again, Lisa's car is better than mine, and the routes you take in this race are pretty much straight lines. Even the shortcuts are blocked off by tires. But Lisa must have been drunk or something because she started to spin out, and I took my advantage and ran right into her. After that, I didn't even see any of the other cars, so I won the race. That is so awesome. Honestly, the races have been the thing that I've been kind of scared about, but so far they've all been a breeze. Driving around and exploring more led me to the bonus mission, which involves Grandpa Simpson, and he's old, so that's important. We have to collect blood from a bunch of different places like the plasma center and the bar. Look, you may not know this about me, but I'm actually quite the blood collector in real life. I can't go into any more detail without getting in a lot of trouble. But anyway, the mission was just kind of easy. There's a shortcut in the train yard that cuts the time down by like 10 seconds. So using that gave me more than enough time to complete it. Okay, dude, honestly, every time I think of Bart, I think of two things. I think of this stupid drawing that my friend made in a Gardic phone and those Instagram tracker ads that would like steal all your personal information.
Looks cool. I should get this.
I then talked to Professor Frank, who told me to talk to Dr. Nick, and what Bart says to him makes him really mad. So mad, in fact, that he wants us to use a different car for this mission. Yeah, so we have to buy another vehicle to get the mission going. This time you have to go to Homer and buy the Mr. Plow. But just like in level 1, there's a phone booth nearby, so you can just go out to it and order the sedan. I distinctly remember this mission being extremely difficult, like spending hours on it difficult. Even though I could skip it at any time, I really wanted to beat it. But I guess I'm just terrible because I just walked half the time. I even collected a card in the middle of the mission, and I still beat it with over a minute to spare. For the description's sake, you just collect a bunch of monkeys. There's a plot element to it, but I don't know it. But after we collect them all, we get the blender from Dr. Nick, which means the robot is almost complete. But before we complete the robot, let's collect everything else from the world so we don't have any missing pieces. And since we still have more than enough coins, we could just buy the remaining outfits and cars we need. If Bart's driving were an Olympic sport, we'd all be holding our breaths, praying for a safe landing. We'd all be holding our breaths praying for... Oh! I started out by doing a race, which was a time trial race, and it was honestly pretty easy. I should mention that every single world has 3 races, and they're always the same types. There's a circuit race where you race around a track against another car. There's a time trial race where you race against a timer, and then there's a checkpoint race where there's one long course that you have to go through. Each one has their pros and cons, but overall, they've been kind of easy so far, so I haven't really had to go into detail about it. Anyway, this one had no shortcuts to do. I just had to make the time, and I made it with around 5 seconds left, so I felt like it was just, you know, kind of a breeze.
Oh boy, Mo Sedan. It's not like I'm gonna ever have to use that.
I'm gonna say that every time now. But after that, I kept looking for cards, wasp cameras, coins, anything else I could find.
Do you think that if Bart gets electrocuted, he'd go like...
I'm not putting that in.
Isn't there like a monster truck here normally? I feel like there's something missing in this area with this thing.
As I explored all the places, the train yard, the rooftop, I felt like there was something missing. And oh boy, there was, because again, I spent 30 minutes searching every single crevice.
Is it here? No, I got that one. Fuck, where? No, dude, come on.
I'm not gonna harp on it too much this time because it was a wasp camera. And it was actually one I passed quite a lot because it was inside the shortcut. I just never thought to stop there, so it passed me by.
Yay, the wasp camera.
I didn't even know this one was here, honestly. God damn. And with everything collected, I went back to Professor Frank to start the last mission of level 2.
So can I see the Truckosaurus thing?
Yes. There's a word I would love to be able to say.
Apparently, the Truckosaurus isn't safe to see because a bunch of people are using their cell phones, and the cell phone signal can interfere with the robot, making a big mess.
So the only course of action is to kill those stinky liberals using their cell phone all day on that tiki-taki website.
Now, here's a bit of a secret. The Family Sedan is not a strong car, but the cell phone cars are even weaker. Just like most TikTokers. Since we're not a strong car, the best way to destroy them isn't to run headfirst into them. It's actually to make them run into a wall so they crash themselves. Because the speed that their car's going at into a wall is a lot harder than our little Twinkmobile with beer in it. After each car gets destroyed, we get like a minute more time each. So in the end, I had about 5 minutes to get back to the stadium. And since the stadium is like 30 seconds away, I got there. And now we can finally appreciate the epic Truckosaurus.
But there's one thing we have to do first. Oh my god, it's time for the final joke. Last one, Bart's driving philosophy. Why use the brakes when you have a perfectly good horn? I don't think I've used the horn. There's a horn button in this game. You know that? Whoa, the Truckosaurus. Whoa, it's alive. Whoa. Whoa. Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. What is good is that we've beaten level 2 with 100% completion. So far, this has been a lot easier than I expected. The hardest parts have been finding the collectibles, and hopefully we can keep that energy going into level 3. By this point, I was on a roll. I was yet to fail a mission, Bart is dead, and I get to play on the best map in the game. Not only does it just look nice, but it features my favorite ramps and secrets on any map in this game. I knew that if there was any level that I'd really enjoy, it would be this one.
Foreshadowing as a narrative device.
I started off by hooking Lisa up with the drip, and since the first mission was right there, I decided to just get it over with. This mission was another race with the nerd, which means I don't have to use the Family Sedan, which at this point is a win in my book. The race was fairly simple because the nerd didn't use any shortcuts, including this massive ramp that's in the middle of the road. So even though I was no Mary Kate and Ashley Sweet 16, fuck. No, go! I was able to beat the nerd first try, get the comic book, and bring it all the way back before time was up the first time. I then went to the phone booth to actually call the car and... Oh, great. Homer's back. Anyway, Milhouse was right next to my car, so I said, fuck it, why not, and started his mission too. This mission was a wild goose chase where Milhouse tells you to go to every location because that's where Bart is, but then when you get there, it's just him sitting there with this stupid-ass grin on his face. The first two parts are fairly simple. Fuck. Since the distance you have to go is pretty short and the time is very generous, but I distinctly remember the time on the third one being pretty strict. Luckily, all those times of me playing this game as a kid actually came in clutch here. Since the timer stops when you reach Milhouse and it only starts again when you get in your car after talking to him, you can technically reach the point, drive all the way to the next spot, then walk all the way back to him and start the mission. Time to run, baby. They call me Marathon Guy. Yes, this is kind of boring, but it's a way to beat the mission, and I feel like this would save time in case I fail the mission and have to restart the entire thing again. So I have this idea for a Valentine's Day gift for next year. It's called Gift Roulette. What you do is you have 4 identical boxes, and each box contains like a nice piece of jewelry, maybe like some candy, maybe I don't know, something nice, and then the 4th box contains a deadly spider. And this deadly spider, it you gotta get bitten by it if you get it, and then and then you die.
Oh, hi, Lisa.
And now we go all the way back. Dude, I wish I could just like speed this up. Oh my god, I can. Wait. We did it! Let's go!
Easy as pie. The number, that
I was on the coastal side of town, and since the next mission was literally all the way across the map, I decided to get some collectibles while I was already here. There's a little hotel complex with some coins and a wasp camera that I could get. There's this part on the side of a dam that's a bit of a platforming challenge, but it has a card and 2 wasp cameras in total, and there was a card on top of a totem right next to Camp Krusty. I didn't go into there yet because I knew we'd go there later, but again, this map has so many cool Easter eggs and secrets that I just love. Once I made it to the Krusty Burger, Apu tells us that
A very bad man is delivering roadkill to all the Krusty Burgers.
so we have to go around hitting Cletus's truck and collecting skunk carcasses. That's awesome. I'm sure there's a way where you can get him stuck on this building right here, but I'm bad and I didn't do that. So I had to do the mission like a normal human being. Luckily, we're using Apu's car, which is the Longhorn, and it honestly feels really jarring driving a car that is good for once. This is so weird. It feels like I'm cheating. I'm going way too fast right now. Once I collected all 15, I went to the observatory to talk to Professor Frank, and inside there are a bunch of gags, so I did that before anything else. And then we have to go to Grandpa Simpson outside the observatory to begin the next mission. Out of all the places in the world, I don't know why he's sitting up here at the observatory. Probably just enjoying the last few moments of life he has. But now we have to talk to Otto at Camp Krusty to get the school bus, and while I was there, I collected all the coins I could and did all the gags. Although we bought the school bus, this wasn't a forced car mission, so I had to, use the sedan again, which sucks because this is a destruction mission. Or at least I would say it would suck if I didn't destroy it in 20 seconds. This slam jam I did at the wall made it one hit away from exploding, which
is nice. I'm down with that. Unfortunately, this mission isn't over because we have to destroy 2 more cars. The second one wasn't as easy, but the third one I got stuck in this gap between the bridge, and it kind of just, you know, destroyed itself at that point. Once I was done with that, I talked to Chief Wiggum, and he said my mattress outfit wasn't cool enough. And I have to disagree, sir. Unfortunately, we have to buy Lisa's cool set. Before I do that, I want to go and explore more, which led me into Nelson, and I decided to do the race. I won't lie, this race was pretty fun. It's a 5-lap circuit race, and the map is a figure 8 pattern. What's fun about it is that if you get far enough ahead, you actually intersect with the other cars. So every other car just kind of crashed into each other as I avoided them. I did beat it in my first try, but it was pretty cool. Dude, I'm breezing, I'm skeezing, I'm coming. The bonus mission was next. I wanted to get as much use out of this funny outfit as I could. And for this mission, you have to run errands for Principal Skinner, because as Lisa, you are a suck-up and you want straight A's. This one wasn't bad. You just go around collecting things like laundry, antifungal cream, everything, really. The way Principal Skinner bribes Lisa is pretty funny.
Principal Skinner, I really should get back to my search.
Maybe these gold stars will change your mind.
But I collected everything without a hitch and then drove to the arcade to complete the bonus mission. Once that was done, I decided my fun was over. So I bought the cool outfit and went back to Chief Wiggum to keep searching for Bart, I guess. This mission has us drive the police car, and we have to follow Snake while picking up stuff that he drops. This is actually a new type of mission that we haven't seen yet, which is just a combination of 2 missions, but hey, I mean, it's new, okay? Once I collected all 3 items, I drove back to the casino so Chief Wiggum can investigate. But since the police are useless, he just gives us a tip that the sea captain may have seen Bart, so Lisa has to go over to investigate. But the sea captain is not going to tell you where Bart is until you do him a favor, because everyone in this goddamn town just needs all these damn favors. We now have to drive around the town collecting fish. Under a certain time limit, either they'll drown or they'll get bad because they're not refrigerated. I did fail this mission once, not because the sedan is bad. It was kind of just a skill issue on my part. The second time I completed it with like 10 seconds left. And now since I'm done with 6 of the missions, I'm going to go around and collect everything else like I always have. There's a lot of secret areas in this level, which is why it's my favorite part. There's a beach. You can go on top of this lighthouse to get a card. You can go on top of this boat, and there are so many coins and wasp cameras around. There's even a secret car here that's super cool, but I can't use it. The boat also has a bunch of coin boxes, which gave me enough to buy the cars near the salesman. And then I talked to Millhouse because he was right next to the used car salesman, and he gave me the time trial race. I did beat this one on my first try, but it was very sloppy. The final turn of the lap is the most scary part because if you just go straight, you'll hit a wall and then have to turn around. So you kind of have to angle your car a little bit. A professional like me knows how to do it, but you know, I can't explain it to some noob like you. Then I kept searching. There's a helipad with a wasp camera and a card. Krusty Lou Studios has a bunch of wasp cameras too. And all that was left was Ralph's race right outside of Krusty Lou Studios. Oh no. Unlike the other 2 races, one being a short lap with a forgiving timer and the other one being a figure 8 where the other cars can just run into each other and ruin their own race, this one was practically a straight line. And by straight line, I mean there is literally no way to get ahead by any means other than pure speed. There are no shortcuts, there are no exploits, hell, there's no traffic to even try and get lucky with. It's literally a glorified drag race with a few corners you can cut here and there. And since I'm running one of the slowest cars in the game, I think you can tell that this was not a fun time. I want to label this race in 3 sections. There's the pier, the roundabout, and then getting up to the final spot. The last 2 sections are genuinely straight lines, so we don't have to talk about it. And the pier is the real place where you can save the most time. Since there's a bunch of tight turns, there's a lot of opportunities to cut corners. The only problem is that when I try to cut these corners, my car does its best Simone Biles impression and ends up barrel rolling on the side of the road. Why? That including the fact that I think Marge bought out the other cars because it seems like every chance they got, they just swerved into me, not caring if they won the race, but making sure I lose.
I need the canyon arrow just to bug out. Oh my god. This fucking truck! Oh my god.
Funny part is, every race prior, the traffic helped me. But this time, it seemed like they were trying to get revenge for some misdeeds I was doing, I assume.
Dude, I just am not thinking. I'm just not thinking at all. This is actually fucking insanity.
The best part, though, is that the car I'm up against, the Canyon Arrow, is notorious in this game's community for being a buggy mess. It can't even turn around sometimes without flipping all the way over. But for whatever reason, in this race, it drives like a Tesla in a Mr. Beast video that later gets sold by a crypto bro after the Bitcoin market crashes. I don't know if Dale Earnhardt's behind the wheel, but there's no way that Marge's car, which is, again, the most unusable buggy car in the game, can cut this corner just fine, but when I try to do it, my car flips over.
Dude, it's not making it's not stopping at all. It's not possible. It's just not possible. How are they not, like, the Canyon Arrow is the glitchiest car in the game. It's not getting one single thing. It's literally bot turning, dude.
Another problem that arose by playing this much at once is the fact that the characters
never stop talking. Look, I like The Simpsons, but the lines that these people, especially Homer, say is some of the most infuriating shit I've ever heard in my life. Homer, shut the fuck up. I swear to God. Shut the fuck up. I'm so done. I'm going to kill myself.
There is literally nothing I can do here. The canyon arrow is just too fast. Even if I race well and don't flip over, I lose before I can even make it to the final turn. And if I want to do something like play dirty and run Marge off the road, I'm not even able to catch up to her because she starts off in first place and then boosts like the computers in Monkey Race 2.
I feel like I've hit a brick wall here, and it feels like it's not possible. But I've already spent so much time that I want to keep trying, but I feel like if I keep trying, then I'm just going to waste more time.
I don't fucking understand.
My bad.
What is going on?
Oh my God, I hate this. I actually hate this. I tried everything. I looked up guides. I tried pushing the cars into Marge.
I even tried this exploit that launches you across the map. I tried this a lot more times than I'm willing to admit. Oh! Oh, get in! No!
Oh, of course. Of course. It did end up leading to some wacky results, but I don't think it was very viable to begin with. Where did car go?
This, to me, felt like the gaming version of Sisyphus. If the rock he was pushing was a fucking brick wall. I was about to give up. I spent about 2 hours sitting in this 30-second race. I felt like a Geometry Dash player. I didn't write anything else, that's all it says. It really got to the point where I almost decided to not try and 100% this game. I'd delete the footage of the collecting and races and all that, and I'd start over. And then this happened.
Oh my God. The Sedan AI. No way. Oh my God, he's catching up. Oh my God, please.
I hope Bart gets blamed for that.
No way! No!
So when I was a little girl, I never lost any street races.
Look, I've made challenge videos before, and those have had some pretty low moments, but this moment right here is the lowest I've ever felt recording any video. Keep in mind, I spent around 3 hours grinding this 30-second race, and the one time I got even close to winning was because I got lucky and the Sedan AI just ran into the car I was up against. And I blew this massive chance I had because I was driving sloppily because I got so excited. The one positive thing to come out of this is that now I know that beating this race is possible. I learned that this turn that the Canyon Arrow does happens every single time, so if I was to get even close to the Canyon Arrow when it does that, I would have the race in the bag. The only question now is grinding for this really worth it? Is this indefinite amount of time I'm going to spend trying to get this glitch again worth going on for the rest of the game? My answer to you is don't question a man's fortitude when he's bored and has COVID. It's yes. At this point, the grind was on. I spent another few hours learning every pattern, crashing into every single wall, checking every turn, making sure I wouldn't flip over. I tried going up the left side to see if that was faster. It wasn't, but I tried the street lamp glitch a million more times and it never worked. But mostly, I was restarting every 5 seconds to see if the stupid Sedan AI could just hit the car one more time. And then finally, after another unspecified amount of time that I don't even want to get into, this finally happened. Yes! Oh my God! Oh my God, he's slumped! He's slumped! Yes! Oh my God! Yes! Can please! I did it. Beating this race was both a positive and a negative. On the positive, I did it. I beat the race and I can keep going and everything's gonna be great. On the negative, this was only the 3rd level. And I still have to keep going now with the video. Before we go on, I gotta do the last mission. It was fine. You have to destroy a limo, but it kind of just got stuck on here, so I killed it. And then you find Bart, and he makes funny noises.
Call it sedans, but I kiss my grit.
100%. This was only level 3. We have 4 more to go. For now, I'm going to fucking bed, dude.
Going through this and knowing that I wasn't even halfway done yet, I think I deserved a little nappy time, especially since I spent all day playing this game. I spent all day playing it. I had nothing else to do, so I just played the game all day. Look, I do this for you guys, and I haven't even shamelessly plugged myself yet, so I'll do that right now. Subscribe, guys.
Fellas, I won't lie. I am not happy right now. This blows.
It's finally nighttime in Simpson Land. Springfield, that's what it's called. God damn it. And in this level, we are playing as Marge. As I started recording, I wasn't really looking forward to the future of this video, especially with how well level 3 went. And as I was talking to my friends, I made my sentiment pretty clear.
Oh man, I really don't want to do this hit and run video anymore. I was getting such a bad headache.
I mean, you can just switch lanes. Nobody knows about the video. Nobody has expectations.
No, I know, but I don't want to make a TF2 video. I hate TF2.
Yeah, as you can see, I was not excited to keep going, but in the hopes that I would never make a TF2 video again, I kept trucking along and began level 4.
Woo! Homer's back, baby. I sure can't wait till he says the funny line.
I hate this game. So in the middle of this mission, I actually stopped recording to record something for the Chuckle Nuts. And during that time, I plugged in a bad microphone that sounds funny for a joke. And silly old me forgot to turn it off before recording again. So most of the live commentary for the next couple of missions are going to be kind of bad. And I'd say I'm sorry, but I'm really not.
Okay, I had to go and record for a video, but...
The first mission is immediately there right when you spawn in, so I decided to just get it over with. It starts off with a pretty easy follow mission. You just have to follow Chief Wiggum to a place that's only like 10 feet away. And fun fact, if you sit right here, you don't actually have to move and you'll just teleport to the end of the level, which is pretty freaking awesome. Then you gotta do another mission where you hit a donut van 10 times and collect 10 donuts. I feel like this one could be pretty hard if the AI driver didn't drive into literally everything. So luckily it could never get far enough away from me to where I couldn't hit it. Then you gotta race back to Lard Lads to give Chief Wiggum the donuts. I totally intentionally called the cops on me to try and cheese this, but Chief Wiggum wasn't there. Apparently he wasn't on duty. So I had to drive back anyway, and I got there, and I'm awesome. And this is easy, and I love this game so much. It's so great.
Here you go, Chief Wiggum. Here are your donuts you wanted. Now give me the cure to Bart's cancer, or whatever he has.
I want to get the missions done as quickly as possible, so I mission warped over to Cletus. So hopefully I can beat this in a timely manner.
Well, hello there, Cletus. It's me, Marge.
This is another follow mission where you have to pick up items, and instead of Snakes 3, we have to get 7. I found this to be a lot harder than Snakes though, because Cletus drives like an absolute maniac, but luckily there ended up being some semblance of rubber banding, so I was able to catch up and get the items. After this, you're required to buy the prison suit, so I went over and did that, and then I talked to Cletus yet again to start another mission, which luckily is in his car this time. Okay, so this mission's kind of boring. You just collect ketchup packets and then go back to Cletus's house. So I decided to make a recreation in MS Paint. And all I have to say is be ready for some cinema, because our goal is your satisfaction.
Oh my god, it's Cletus. He's like, I'm Cletus. Oh my god, it's Cletus. And they're collecting the ketchup packet. Whoa. Ketchup. Oh my god, is that a dragon? What the fuck? There's fire. Now that everyone who fell asleep to this video is awake, I want to say that this video is sponsored by me. Whoa, Zenith shirt. Look at this. Whoa. Look at the designs. Whoa. Yeah, that's right. We have Zenith shirts now, boys. Let's go. Right now, my store has 2 designs, one by me and one by an actual talented artist. And I gotta say, I think the one that at least the good artist made turned out really well. I mean, look at this one. It's totally me sitting by a fire. And is that my dog? Oh my goodness. Look at him. He's so freaking cute. Come on, how can you not buy this shirt now?
Please buy Zenith merch, or I will starve.
If you can't tell, these videos do take a really long time to make, and I really try to put my all in all of them. And supporting me this way will hopefully make my upload schedule a little bit faster. I didn't put a logo or anything on this because I think that's kind of cringe and it's hard to wear outside, but they're cool designs and they're very comfortable to wear. Yeah, check it out. Okay, sorry for the plug. Back to the video. Once the mission was done, I took a little break and went back to exploring. I climbed on top of this bridge and there was no wasp camera this time, but there was a card at the end of it. I went to the trailer parks and collected everything there. There were some wasp cameras and some cards. I went to the power plant to the epic nuclear reactor gag because apparently Homer's job has no security. I'm not surprised, to be honest. And then I went to a new area that's unlocked in this level, which is Mr. Burns' mansion. This place may be my favorite area in the entire game. It looks like a very inconvenient mansion, but it's filled with bunches of secrets, some trapdoors,
and a human-sized chessboard. What's not to love? There's also a lot of wasp cameras around, so that's pretty cool. Once I collected everything there, I felt like my sidetracking was done, so I mission warped to the graveyard to begin the next mission. At the graveyard, we talked to a soon-to-be-dead man. Oh my god. And he tells us that old people have the wisdom to defeat the evil alien virus. Oh yeah, Bart's still talking funny, by the way. So we have to race over to the retirement home to talk to Grandpa Simpson before the cops get there. The best part about this mission is that this one isn't fair. You start out not in your car and Chief Wiggum just goes. It doesn't matter. I don't know why racing him is important. Maybe Chief Wiggum is part of Big Alien and he's trying to hide the government conspiracy. But after a couple of tries and a little bit of luck, I ended up beating him.
Yeah, that's right. Fucking Chief Wiggum.
This mission was literally just a race, and I think it's the shortest one in the entire game. But instead of talking to the grandpa right after to continue on with the story, I went to the school and started ringing the fire alarm. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I decided to just explore the school anyway. Collected the coins and killed the wasp cameras on top of the roof. And then I went back to the mission. Oh no, never mind. I'm still collecting. I got a card from the top of the tower and then went to the rich side of town to do a race. I don't know why I decided to do it now, but whatever. The rival racer in this level is a Pooh with the Longhorn, which is exponentially better than any other car we've seen so far. But this is why I love those circuit races, because traffic be damned, the AI seems to always crash into each other. I actually beat this on my second try. I wasn't even complaining. I'm not even mad.
That wasn't too bad at all. I can't believe that, actually.
After that, I kept exploring and decided to do the next race. This one's a time trial that goes through the power plant in Mr. Burns' mansion. And I won't lie, the timer is pretty strict on this one. This one took me a couple of tries to get right. There's a turn from Mr. Burns' backyard to the power plant, which is kind of tight. And if you don't get it right, you pretty much fail and have to start over. But with the extra time I had racing, I made a brilliant discovery.
Okay, I just realized this. How come when it's Bart doing the mission, he's allowed to drive the car, but Marge and Lisa needed Homer to drive? Look, as a man who believes in equality, I am so offended right now. I cannot believe this.
Luckily, it didn't take too long because I figured out how to turn correctly, and the race was done lickety-split. And then, after all that, I went right back to the retirement home like nothing happened and started the next mission. If we were actually racing Chief Wiggum here, Grandpa Simpson would be dead a long time ago.
What's up, Gramps? Beat it, Gramps!
It turns out that the elementary school bully stole Grandpa Simpson's schizophrenia medication, and all you can see is...
Our goal is your satisfaction.
So we have to get to the school and talk to Nelson before it's too late. I drove like kind of an idiot during this part, but I still made it on time, so I don't care. Shut up. Once you get there, Nelson says that they traded it for some action figures, which is incredible, Nelson. Good work. Now we gotta follow a sketchy black sedan around collecting pills while making sure we're not too far away from him. I got a hit and run here, and it actually led to me getting busted, but other than that, I didn't really have a problem. To finish off this mission, I have to drive to the Quickie Mart to get caffeine pills so he stays awake, and then we give him the za. Oh yeah. After that mess, I went around and collected the stuff that I remember collecting from level 1.
I remember you, backyard.
I then did the final race, which is the first two-person race in the game, and you have to race Professor Frank's hover car to the end of the power plant. Honestly, this one scared me a little bit, but I beat it in the first try. There are so many shortcuts on this map that the speed of my car didn't really matter. I wish that was true for all the scenarios in this game, but luckily for this one, it worked out just fine.
He crashed, you suck! Whoa, the clown car. It's not like I'm gonna ever have to use that. I never said that for level 3. I don't care.
Then I went around collecting more stuff, killed some wasp cameras, got the last card, yada yada yada, blah, blah, blah. And then I talked to Bart, put on my police costume, and started running around collecting Buzz Cola. This mission is the first one since level 1 that feels normal to me, since every other level after level 1 has a better car you can use. But for this one, you're just running around Springfield collecting Buzz Cola. It's actually not really worth it to even enter a car.
Dude, I love it when Marge runs, she runs like Superman. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I've been using the wrong microphone. Since I'm doing the mission as intended, I didn't have a problem with this one. This level hasn't given me that much of a problem yet, I won't lie. The bonus mission also wasn't a problem at all. You have to go to the school to collect hearts for Comic Book Guy. Now, I won't question why Comic Book Guy is near an elementary school, and I'm also not going to question why there are hearts at the elementary school. That is not my problem. I will say, if he wants to go down that route, he should start playing some Minecraft. You'd have to get back in a timely manner. I did it because I'm a beast. And the rest was simple. I had one gag left, which was actually the TV in the place I spawned. I just forgot to activate it. And then I had to find a wasp camera. It wasn't really the biggest deal. I found it in the power plant in maybe 5 minutes time. So all that was left is to go to the Quickie Mart to do the final mission in level 4. This one is a timed destruction mission where we have to destroy 3 Buzz Cola trucks before the time runs out. Now, unlike the level 2 destruction mission where every car was weak, these trucks are pretty damn tough. But unlike that mission, it doesn't give you one consecutive timer, and you get separate timers for each one. So after you destroy a truck, you have time to go get a wrench and prepare for the next one. I feel like this one could have been very difficult, but I actually beat it on my first try. I must have gotten lucky with how the trucks drove, because it took a minimal amount of influence to push them into walls, which again is the most effective way to destroy cars. After that, you go home, but you have to run away from Chief Wiggum. Using one shortcut is enough to get him off your tail. Then you just drive home with no timer, and level 4 is done with 100% completion. Honestly, even though this one wasn't the easiest, it was definitely the quickest one I've done so far. Maybe level 3 was the worst of it, and I'm over the hump now. That could be the case, but at this point, I am getting really sick of this game. Well, I guess we'll see what'll happen.
Not bad at all. Jeez. Can't complain. Honestly, this is probably my least favorite level in the game. I don't like the second map all that much to begin with, and with it being at night, and this level having the least significance to the overall story, I just feel like it's kind of a waste of time. We're also at the turning point where the game becomes truly unfair. The levels before this had some sort of rubber banding, so even if you make a mistake, you can still catch up and continue on. But now the cars just go at max speed pretty much all the time. Not only does this make missions like tracking missions much more difficult, but since I'm using the worst car in the game, I pretty much need to drive close to perfect while abusing every shortcut I can. But the best part is that I'm in downtown again, where there are no shortcuts. I could go on longer about this, but I'll just let the game dude describe how I feel.
This game is a disgrace to the apes' legacy. Donkey Kong made me a gamer.
For whatever reason, you start in the weirdest spot, not even close to the first mission, so I decided to just explore and get some races done before anything else.
Could I possibly get a ride?
I killed some wasp cameras. For whatever reason, they gave them this stupid shield, and they also run away from you now, so it's just very annoying. I collected some cards, did some gags, blah, blah, blah. I just don't want to bore you at this point. Then I met Ralph to do the first race. The rival for this race is Bart with a brand new car. At first I thought it was weird that we had to race Bart because I thought he was still brainwashed, but then I remembered that he was actually cured in the last cutscene, and I wasn't paying attention because I was on my phone playing Retro Bowl. Bart's new car is really good, and by this point, I was really tired, so I ended up making a ton of sloppy mistakes, but luckily on my third attempt, Bart just crashed on the side of the road, and I actually ended up winning from this. Look, they threw me a bone here, and I'm not going to complain. I'll take it. I feel like that could have gone a lot worse. I cannot complain about that. After that, it was back to business. More wasp cameras, more coins, more... Yeah, this checkpoint race was another rough one. Since Bart's car is about 2 times as fast as mine is, and there's nothing like traffic to get in Bart's way, he could just speed past me without a care in the world. This race, for whatever reason, was the first 2-person race, so I couldn't even delusionally believe that another car would crash into him at the start, like it did for level 3. By the 30-minute mark, I started to just deem these races as impossible, but by this point, giving up wasn't really an option. I already spent like a billion hours on level 3. I'm not stopping now. I also want to give a quick shout out to the part of the map that's just a highway, since it's literally just a straight line with nothing interesting at all. So even in the lucky moments where Bart's car would fuck up and I would gain the lead, I would inevitably lose it here and just want to kill myself even more. The only way I beat this race was because I genuinely think Bart just despawned from the map. I don't know, I was behind and then I was in the lead and I made a mad dash to win the race before he could even catch up again. Look, I can try to explain why this happened, but I don't know, and honestly, I really don't care. The races by this time in the game just feel like a gamble on if the AI is going to drive perfectly or if I'm going to hit the jackpot and have them get stuck. I guess I can see why people who play slots all day literally piss their pants now, because this one race took me a good 45 minutes to beat. Honestly, I'm just glad it wasn't any longer. This cut is meant to distract you from the fact that my voice is going to sound different because I've recorded this 4 months apart from each other. I was getting fed up really quickly, and since I still had that virus that I can't say, and spent all the time that I should have been resting playing the Simpsons Hit and Run, I made the decision to try and beat this level as quickly as possible. The first mission has us following a Buzz Cola truck and collecting 11 crates of the cola. Look, I love soda as much as anyone else, but I think 11 crates are kind of a lot. That's not funny. I collected the card hiding inside of this legitimate business and then talked to the legitimate businessman. I don't know why this area has its own soundtrack, yet these guys are only involved in the game for this one mission. Anyway, Thong gets pissed off that we're asking questions, so now we gotta get away from the suspicious car following us. Since the sedan is so slow, by the time I got away from the car, I was already near the hospital, which is the next destination. In fact, the instructions telling me to go to the hospital only lasted for 1 second until the mob found me again. So yet again, I had to get away from them. Good thing I knew that
5 ramps are a cheat code for escaping in this game, so I got away, but now the cops are chasing me too. I didn't even do nothing. What the fuck? I about go. But they backed off my tail when they realized I was just going to the hospital. I'm just asking questions. It's called Fortnite. It's a free online video game. I collected some items in this area because I needed coins, talked to Dr. Hibbert, bought the car built for Homer, and then I ran over to a phone booth to get my stupid sedan again. Thankfully, the mission doesn't start until you get into the car, but oh my god, I look like such a fucking idiot waddling over to the phone booth. I still can't believe that Marge and Lisa needed Homer to drive, yet Apu is allowed to drive it. A random stranger Apu is allowed to drive it. Sexism in gaming is rampant, man. Come on. This mission has us following and hitting the drunkest driver of all time, and then collecting the diapers that fall out of the car after you hit him. Life goals, honestly. I did beat this on my first try, but not with a lot of time to spare. Whoever this guy is has no boundaries on what speed is, because he's fast, but he's really erratic. I think he should be in the hospital, if anything. Maybe that's the plot summary. I wasn't paying attention. Then I collected more items and talked to Professor Frink to do the bonus mission. This mission has us destroy the hover car, and oh my god, was it such a pain in the ass. I distinctly remember this mission making me cry as a kid, because once you beat this mission, you get to use the hover car, which is one of the coolest cars in the entire game. But it moves so fast and is so durable in this mission, it's ridiculous. And with the addition of traffic getting in the way, this was not fun. Get the fuck out the way! Oh my god. Get the fuck out the way! Dude, these cars are killing me. Thank God he just killed himself, dude. Jesus Christ. Since that happened, luckily I rushed over to Professor Frank and completed the bonus mission unlocking the hover car.
It's not like I'm gonna have to use that.
I then talked to Krusty to begin the next mission, but I had to buy the American outfit, and I have no money right now. So I searched around downtown for wasp cameras and money crates and doing gags so I can get the American outfit.
Man, this is what happens when they raise taxes on the rich. I used to be swimming in it, and now I'm like one of the poor folk.
In the middle of that, I saw Nelson with the time trial race, and I said, why not do it now? And now, on the surface, this shouldn't be too difficult. You have 1 minute 21 seconds to go around a short course 5 times. And even though I'm driving a slow car, I should be able to mathematically make it. The problem is that there are 2 parts on the road that have potholes, and if you hit them, it doesn't just slow you down, but it screws up your entire trajectory and careens you into a wall. God damn it, man. Are you kidding me? This race took me a good 30 minutes to do, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that bad, but the ways I failed were heartbreaking. Motherfucker, why? Why? I lost by 1 second, I feel like hundreds of times. Oh my god, wait, really? I thought I did really good. Wow, okay. This is actually really close. Oh my god. I found consistent paths to avoid the potholes, but they're pretty precise and I have to do them 5 times. If I mess up once, I'm gonna fail the race. I feel like I'm getting worse. I feel like that's a worse time than I had before. But once I finally did beat it, it did feel very good. Yes! Yes! Oh my god. Dude, that was actually really hard. Whoa, the El Carro Loco. Not like I'm gonna have to use that one. Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? I still needed 425 coins to get the American outfit, so I decided to use this time to get all the cards and almost all the wasp cameras before moving on. I figured that since the only things I needed to buy were character clothing, I should just buy the one I need now and then farm for coins later on when I have more time. Eventually, I got enough coins to buy the American outfit, so I went back and talked to Krusty, and then I started the next mission. This one you have to collect 21 donuts in a short amount of time, and then right after you have to follow Chief Wiggum to wherever he's going. Although 21 donuts seems really hard to get in that much time, they were all really close together, and it was on one specific path, so I just followed that path and beat it easily. Chief Wiggum also never got too far away from me. Even though we were on the straight part of the road that has no shortcuts, it seemed like I was able to catch up to him pretty easily. I then talked to Snake to do the next mission, which is to follow a garbage truck collecting 5 pieces of garbage, and then going around the city of downtown to collect 25 more pieces of garbage before going back and talking to Snake. Now, this one is known for being pretty difficult, since this mission runs off of one consecutive timer that gives you no extra time, but I clutched up on the platforming and I was pretty efficient collecting the items, to the point where I got to Snake with over 15 seconds to spare. After that, I talked to Snake again to do the next mission, and you get to use his car, the Bandit, to destroy an armored truck. This one also wasn't really easy. The armored truck is pretty tough, but 1, I'm not using the Family Sedan for this, so thank God. And 2, destroying the armored truck has no time limit. I don't know that if he gets to a certain point, the mission fails,
fails, but I didn't get there. My car did start smoking a couple times, so to not fail the mission, I did just drive away from the armored truck, collected a wrench, and then went right back to hitting it. And that seemed to work because I didn't fail the mission once. Then I had to escape Chief Wiggum, which was easy, and mission 6 was done. Now, I could have collected the last 2 pieces of clothing, but I decided, I'll just get it later. So once I found the last wasp camera, I talked to Bart and did the final mission of level 5. This mission also forces us to use a good car, which is the Farini, and oh my god, is it amazing.
Oh my god, this is so nice to use like a decent car for once.
What we have to do is drive to the museum, destroy a car, get a key, and then go back to the museum to get inside. And since I'm using a very good car, this mission was easy. I have no other notes about this. It was just very easy. Once we get there, the cutscene plays, and a dinosaur becomes real.
The dragon's bad. Let us show you the...
And level 5 is done with almost 100% completion. I have 2 pieces of clothing to buy, and since I'm trying to save my money for the later missions, I could just go back and get it later. Even though I'm not a big fan of this level, these last 2 have given me a lot of hope, because since level 3, I haven't really had that much of a problem. And all the missions that could have been difficult, I either beat at max 30 minutes, or had a good car that I was forced to use.
And honestly, it really feels like there are brighter days ahead.
Level 6 is honestly my favorite world in the game. I find every mission pretty interesting, and it's on the best map in the game, which I totally love after level 3. Honestly, even if the missions get pretty tough, I don't think I'm ever gonna not love this map.
Foreshadowing.
You spawn literally right in front of the first mission, so I just did it. And you're required to use the school bus on it, which is great. I love this school bus. You just have to collect the children by running them over and try not to run over all the other pedestrians on the road, because apparently a school bus can just drive on a pier, and that's okay, because then you take them to Krusty Studios. Is that their school? I'm not too sure about the lore on that. And voila, mission 1 is done. Krusty Studios actually has a lot of collectibles in it, so searching around it is the next strat that I want to do. And I felt like in the spirit of being Bart again, we needed to bring back the funny ChatGPT jokes. But this time, it's a little different.
Make 7 funny jokes about Homer strangling Bart. Can I do that? I don't even know. I don't care. Why did Homer strangle Bart while they were watching TV? Because Bart kept flipping channels during the dough commercials. Yeah, that was hilarious.
I won't lie, at this point in the recording, I was getting kind of tired, so I knew I was going to finish playing soon. I drove over to the boat, collected all the items on top of it, and then I decided to call it quits for the day, saved my game, and turned my console off. Or did I?
Why the fuck am I...
Oh no! Yeah, so I forgot to save my game before quitting, which meant I had to do everything over again. Luckily, it wasn't that big of a deal because I only did 1 mission, and the collectibles I did get didn't take too long to get back. So I was back on track in less than 10 minutes, and then I went to do the second mission. This one involves us following a truck to the observatory, finding Krusty's car, and then for no reason at all, it's time to race.
Oh, okay, I guess it's race time now. That's just great.
I think this mission should have been kind of hard since I'm racing a faster car than mine, but Krusty's AI just decided to crash into a wall, which gave me the lead, and with the abundance of shortcuts on the way, I actually beat this mission in my first try.
Hell yeah, first try. It's too easy. Bart asked Homer, "Dad, why did you strangle me?" Homer replied, "I wanted to give you a hands-on lesson in choking hazards." This is horrible.
I decided to go explore more, collect more things that I forgot about, get more coins, more cameras, all that stuff, until I saw Nelson near the movie theater with that beautiful race icon near him, and I just couldn't resist. Honestly, I really didn't want to do any more races, but I thought it would be better to not put it off and get it over with before doing the harder missions. Because if sunk cost fallacy has taught me anything, I knew I could stick it out all the way to 6 hours. I spent 6 hours straight doing this. In fact, I spent so long grinding this one race that I literally ran out of storage space for my recordings. It wasn't even like I was improving this time. At least for level 3, I could at least dilute myself into the idea that I didn't get lucky and it was my advanced skill that got me to win the race. But for this one, I was literally getting lapped, dude.
Oh, come on. There's no rubber banding at all. This is fucking ridiculous. I can't believe this.
Okay, so this is a 2-person race against Homer's 70s sports car. Now, let's forget about the fact that this car is one of the fastest ones in the game and is generally one of the best all-rounder vehicles that you can use, because that doesn't fucking matter. There are only 2 people racing on a closed-loop course that was 5 laps long. I don't know what my COVID brain was thinking, but most of the time that I even got a recording was me brainlessly grinding, not even thinking about how impossible this would be. I mean, come on, spending 6+ hours on a race that takes at max 3 minutes is just stupid. That's it. I don't have a joke.
This is impossible, dude. I have nothing to say.
I'm just lost. Can I go in his car? Let me in your car.
I think the main reason why I spent this much time straight playing this one race was because I already spent so much time in this game that I felt like it was too far to go back. Because really, I suffered through so much in this game, and for it to be over now would be too much to handle. So I just kept going. I just kept playing. I really can't believe that I'm still doing this. I woke up today, had a nice breakfast, was excited to get this done, and it is now 5 p.m. and I'm still here. At the same race, even trying to cheese this race wasn't working. If you look at this parking lot, you can see some parked cars, and they actually stay even if you take it and put it on the road. So that's what I did. I tried blocking Homer's path, hoping that these cars will stop him, but yet I'd still get lapped. But there was one glimmer of hope that I saw, which was that every now and then Homer's car would bug out and fly in the air, and when it would come down, it would look like it actually got damaged, meaning that these cars are able to be destroyed just like my car is. And this race is 5 laps long on a short closed course. And coincidentally, there is a wrench on this race just in case my car gets too banged up. Slowly but surely, the tiny cogs in my brain started to turn, and I finally realized I'm not going to be able to win with speed, but maybe I can win with force. And thus, after literally trying anything else, the quest to destroy Homer's car was in motion. This race is 5 laps and is not the shortest course in the world, so if I drive fast enough and well enough, I'm probably able to hit him 10 times. And if I hit him good every time and his AI bugs out a little bit, then this may have a chance of actually working. It seemed like it was no use. Every run I'd miss at least half of my hits. Even though Homer's car started to smoke, I never got to the point where it was even dark. I knew if I played it perfectly, I could possibly do it, but I don't think I'm good enough for that. Maybe all of this is for no— oh, okay, never mind. He hit a wall and he exploded apparently. I guess he ran into the thing. Okay, cool. Fuck, I should like stop trying to speed it up. I should just race and win the race. I did it.
You're a regular Lance Murdoch.
Fuck. Now, I didn't have a lot of footage of this because, well, I already ran out of space, but I didn't get to see him explode anyway. I'm not entirely sure if he flew or just hit a wall while going up, and honestly, I don't care. Sure, it's not the most satisfying result, but I won, and nothing else matters. I beat the circuit race also. This one also took me a really long time, but honestly, if you're expecting me to discuss it in full detail, I am going to shoot my brains out, so I'm just not. I really wanted to stop playing right now, but I felt like I would forget to save again. And after the 7+ hour long grind I just went on, I really didn't want to do that again, so I kept trucking and began to do mission 3. At this point, my commentary was little to none, and I decided it would be a good idea to watch some YouTubers on my other monitor just to pass the time while I'm doing this. Unfortunately, I didn't realize the audio was linked to my microphone at the time, so for the next couple of minutes, you may hear some audio from other videos that I've been watching. I also just want to thank these guys for making my life a little bit more sane, but yeah, I just want to bring that up because you're going to hear it. Mission 3 involves us following the hover car all the way to the observatory, and we can't get too far away from it or else we'll lose the mission, like always. The thing about this one is that the hover car drives in a circle like 3 times in a row for no reason, and since I'm a much slower car, I actually got lost. Luckily, the next time I just stayed in the middle of the circle for half the time, and that was good enough to make it to the observatory and complete the mission.
Bart, Dad, why do you always strangle me when you're angry, Homer? Because it's the only exercise I get, son. Gotta keep these hands fit for donut lifting. That's not even funny. Once I was done, I collected some stuff from the outside and then went inside to start the next mission. And then this happened.
The character embodied the overall spirit of the show. Defiant, unapologetic, and anti-authority. Versatile.
The game crashed! No! You kidding me? You want to hear the real funny part? Like the real funny part about this? Guess who didn't save their goddamn game? I gotta do the races again! No, I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing it again. I refuse to. Look, I already did it. Okay, I'm just gonna get back to where I was, and then we'll go on with the video. I'm not doing that again. I'm not. Honestly speaking, I was thinking about doing it all over again, but I can't, man. I will actually lose my mind if I have to do that stupid fucking race again. But look, I got back to where I was by totally legitimate means, okay? And let's just forget this happened. All right, let's just forget this happened. I'm saving my goddamn game. Fuck you.
Hey guys, we're back. I did some mining off camera and we're back. We did it.
You can call me a cheater in the comments for this. I don't give a fuck anymore, okay?
Screw you. Okay, so right after I beat the last mission, I talked to Professor Frank, and now we have to go to the Duff Brewery. This time was already tight enough, and in one of the earlier worlds, this would just be the entire mission. But now I have to hit a Duff truck 6 times and collect the crates of beer. The problem with this one is that you have to hit the Duff truck pretty damn hard for the crates to come out, and it's driving around like it has somewhere to be. Come on, man, you're a beer dispensary. It's not that important. Once that's done, you have to get back to the brewery, and luckily I got there. Then you go to the helipad and collect a ray gun.
A fucking ray gun?
Yes, grade A under A ray gun. Homer, why did I strangle Bart? Well, he asked me. I'm gonna change it. Wait, hold on. Okay. Homer say, Bart ask for attention, so Homer give attention with hands. Oh, fuck. I went over to Principal Skinner and told him about this deadly ray gun I just found.
Principal Skinner, aliens are distributing deadly lasers all over Springfield.
But instead of being worried for the entire human race, Principal Skinner confiscates it from me because he thinks it's just another toy. You idiot, Skinner. Your job is not to satisfy me. Don't show me the way. Now we have to destroy Principal Skinner's car, and it was kind of difficult. If you remember back in level 3, there's a bridge, and the AI kind of screws up there, I guess. So I wombo comboed him into this truck, and that did most of his health.
What? A fucking wombo combo?
Yes, grade. Get the fuck out my video. Realizing that I had only 2 missions left, I collected all the stuff in Camp Krusty, and I got this car behind a rock, which was pretty hard to find. Bart, why choke, not punish? Homer, family way. Hands teach better. This is so much better. Oh my god. I then went over to Krusty Lou Studios to talk to the Krusty the Clown, and I had to buy the Globex supervillain car. Of course, I'm rich, so I had enough money to buy it, and after that, I started the next mission. Now, let me tell you, this one is a bit of a wild ride. On the surface, Set to Kill doesn't seem like that hard of a mission. You just have to collect 25 laser gun stands and then go back to Krusty Lou Studios. There's no racing, there's no destroying any cars, there's nothing out of the ordinary. Well, right when you collect the 25th stand, no matter how much time you have left, you are given exactly 50 seconds to go back to Krusty Lou Studios. And since the mission originally gives you 1 minute and 40 seconds, and I was able to collect the 25th stand on average at 19 seconds, I'm sure you can do the math pretty quickly and realize that that is not enough time to get back. 50 seconds? Are you kidding me?
Can I do that? I don't even... Oh, God.
Normally for this mission, you're meant to use the Globex supervillain car, because this is a mission that's locked until you get that car, which makes sense because this is the fastest car you get, not including race cars, in the entire game. But even then, this mission is known as the hardest mission in the entire game for a reason. I think Germa spent over 2 hours on this exact mission, because even with the fastest car in the game, you're not given enough time to complete it. And that's even if you get to a run that makes it to the final stand, because there were so many times that I just failed because of pure bad luck. Either there was a car in my way, I got a hit and run, or when this stupid arm decided to drop right when I made it there, I wouldn't even be able to complete the first half of this mission.
Dude, it would be so much better if there weren't these like extraneous factors ruining my run every 5 seconds. People in the way. There's a bunch of cars everywhere. This stupid arm gets in the fucking way. I can't...
For a lot of the people watching this video, cool.
I can't stand this. This was the run killer. During those races, I could hold on to the possibility that some crappy early 2000s AI would bug out every now and then. And even if the races were impossible, I would just change the title of the video and everything would be fine. But it's a bit different when, you know, it's a main mission and there's a set timer that never deviates a second. And yeah, I know you could skip number 23, so you're on the way. That's how I normally beat the mission with the regular card you use, but the sedan's not fast enough, man. I spent a lot longer than I'm willing to admit trying to squeeze every second out of this. For example, there's this precise hallway on the docks that you can squeeze through if you hit it perfectly, but it's really difficult to hit it perfectly at the right angle. Anyway, I spent a lot of time just trying to do it, and even on the lucky times when I would hit it without completely crashing, I would still have at least 3 seconds that I'm missing out, man. And for the first time in the game, the hit and run feature actually became a hindrance. Since this mission forces you to play nearly pixel perfect, having any bit of pushback to how you play makes it that much more difficult. And lo and behold, the pier is the place to be for people walking around not paying attention to traffic, meaning that the hit and run meter fills up pretty quickly. The problem isn't the fact that you lose coins if you get busted. You can farm coins easily. The problem is that the cops just try to crash into you and slow you down. So even if I hypothetically was playing perfectly, I would still run into too many people and most likely have the cops ruin my run. You motherfucker. Just bust me, bust me, bust me, just bust me, okay? God, just bust me.
My dust eaters.
No!
Get into the groove.
I was lost. Unlike the races, I'm not competing against an AI that could potentially drive into a wall or I can crash into. I'm against a timer that doesn't slow down. This is it, man. I've gone all this way, spent literal days of my life grinding this. And this was the roadblock. I knew this mission was hard. I came into this challenge expecting that. But with this situation I'm in, I think it's physically impossible. So my question of, is it even possible to beat this game with the Family Sedan only? Is the answer really no? After all this time, was all this work and all this grinding really for nothing? Well, in a state of desperation, I decided to go to my last resort, which was Googling the AGDQ speedrun to see if there's something that I'm missing. Because if anyone would know a workaround, it would be the professional players. And lo and behold, excuse me? Okay, so apparently there's a button that forces you to respawn just like you would if you were out of bounds. This is in the stock game. You can do it yourself. And unlike going out of bounds, you could do it anywhere at any time. I guess it was in the game for if you get stuck or something. I don't really know. That's not important. What is important is the way that the game chooses where to respawn you. If you do it when you're on the main road, you just spawn right back where you were. But if you deviate from that road, it doesn't respawn you back to where you were. It actually spawns you to the nearest possible main road your car is at. So, for example, remember that race that took me like 50 years to complete in level 3? Well, in that path, there's a dock that doesn't count as road. And if you look from a top-down perspective, the closest road isn't actually where you just came from, it's actually the road on top. So hypothetically, if you were to respawn there, then you teleport to the top of the road. Lo and behold, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Hi, editing Zenith here. So I decided to try out the level 3 race just to see if it would work. And apparently races don't respawn cars that way. I guess there's checkpoints that they respawn you on instead. So it wouldn't have worked if I tried it in the race. I guess it's nice to know I didn't completely waste my time. I guess. Now back to the mission. If you go to the left of the dock, you can jump on a ramp that leads to the inside of a boat. And if you respawn inside that boat, you teleport on the other side of the road, and it gives you more than enough time to complete the mission. I hate everything. You know what? I beat the mission, and that just means I'm almost done with this godforsaken level. Fuck you! Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Okay, now we get to what I'm actually looking forward to. Bart, why always choke? Homer, hands make Bart. Me, Homer, me. Since I only had the last mission to do, I went around collecting all the extremities. The hardest part here was a card that was floating in midair. I thought that I had to go on one of these trucks, but that wasn't working. Well, I didn't realize I had to go on a bigger truck, one of those ones with the sirens on it. I didn't want to drive in it because I felt like the whole, use the Family Sedan for everything thing was still necessary. So I kind of just parked my car in front of the car when it got there, and it stopped moving, luckily. Everything else was pretty easy. It's just the same spots. I also need to talk about the last race I did. I was kind of delaying this, but it really wasn't that bad. Sure, it was another 2-person race with the 70s sports car, and you may think it's bad, but after learning about the boat strat and having it be right near the end, it wasn't bad at all. In the bonus mission, you had to destroy a police car, whoopee, and then a milk van, whoopee, and then you were done. And now I get to do the last mission of level 6. This was a race against the alien car, and I get to use the 70s sports car. This kind of felt like vindication for me after doing all this. I didn't really race my best, but the boat strat kind of just carried me. And I mean, I was using a car that was actually good for once. I finally have this motherfucking goddamn level done. Okay, we did it. Final one. Homer say, Bart want love choke. Homer give love with hands. I'm gonna get in so much fucking trouble for this video. I then watched the cutscene where the alien said something I don't care about. I saved my fucking game, and there is level 6 done with 100% completion. I am so absolutely sick of this game. I don't want to play it anymore. I don't even want to touch it anymore. Like, I'm so done. God damn it, man. Okay, let's turn down the music because this is it. This is the final level in the game. I've spent countless hours grinding these past 6 worlds, and it all comes down to this. And honestly, level 7 was probably the easiest part of the entire game. I can't think of a single mission that gave me any bit of trouble, especially because of the fact that I know this new respawn glitch that makes traversing a lot easier to say the least. But let's talk about level 7 because a few interesting things did happen here and there. First off, I mean, it's Halloween. This is one of the only games I think of that actually has a Halloween setting. It's super cool, and I end up thinking about this game a lot just because of this Halloween theme.
Here we go. Halloween world. Let's go. Halloween world.
The other key feature about this level is the map is only half the size as the level 4 and level 1 map, meaning that everything is just kind of crammed together. You can only go from the school to the power plant, and you can't go into the rich part of town. It's not in the game. So that means places like Mr. Burns' mansion is totally out of this level. It kind of sucks because if there was more to explore, the game would be like a lot cooler, but it also makes the game easier, and at this point, that is the only thing I want. So I'll take it. Okay, no more fooling around. First mission, we got to get a bunch of items to help stop the zombie apocalypse. Oh yeah, by the way, the cutscene for level 6 was that aliens made everyone zombies with soda. So that Pepsi Zero I told you to drink at the beginning, yeah, you're a zombie now. And your first instruction is to like the video.
Also subscribe, that's free. Yo, Apu, are you good? Anyone being sus around here?
This mission was very reminiscent to the second mission in level 1, except for the fact that it's all one continuous timer. So on my first time doing it, this happened.
20 seconds? What the fuck? Ah! Oh, dude, it's all one timer? Oh, that's crazy. Go!
After I realized that, it was pretty much light work, even though at the time I was stressing out because I thought this level was going to be ridiculously difficult.
Ah!
I then drove around to collect some items, some coins, some cards, some wasp cameras. They're all in the general vicinity that level 1 and level 4 were in, so it wasn't super hard to find this time. And on the plus side for the map being small, there wasn't a stupid corner to hide a card in. I'm still mad about that, by the way. The cameras do still have this stupid shield, though. And although I got better at destroying them, there was one next to the silo in the farm that was a massive pain in the ass.
Come on, you stupid bee, get down.
Are you kidding me? I have to go back. No! Thank you, God. I then, for whatever reason, decided to see what the dice guy did, since I've never talked to him because it has nothing to do with 100% completion. What it is a race you bet money on, and if you beat the allotted time, then you get a lot of money. I don't think it's the most efficient way to get money, but it was pretty cool. While I was at the playground, I decided to collect the cards and go on the newly decorated castle roof. This map is so cool. Then I bought the zombie car because I needed it for the next mission, talked to comic book guy, and began the next one. This is just a mission where you follow one of the alien cars, and I actually failed it because I'm terrible at this game. In my defense, you're meant to use the zombie car for this mission, but I really have no excuse. I just messed up. The alien car that we follow takes us all the way to the end of the map, which is the power plant. The next mission is there when you talk to Professor Frank, so I did that. And what we do is we attach nuclear waste onto the back of the hover car and bring it to the UFO over at the playground.
It's so weird driving like a good car. This car's not even that good. It handles like shit, but it's really weird like using a car that works. You fucking bitch! It doesn't even matter because I have a good car. Oh my god, good cars are OP in this game.
What's funny is the amount of time you have for this mission is more time than the wager race gave me, and I'm actually using a good car, so I beat it on my first try easily. There are so many shortcuts in this side of town that it just isn't hard, even with the Family Sedan. Unfortunately, we do have to sacrifice one of the coolest cars in the game and explode the nuclear waste carrying hover car onto the UFO. With that being said, it seemed to work, so we talked to Lisa for whatever reason. Now we have to get to the power plant and also escape an alien car. Escaping the alien car was easy. I just used one shortcut, and getting to the power plant was not much harder. And now we have to do the worst part in the game: platforming. God damn it. How did I do that? I'm so fucking bad. This piece of shit game. Dude, I'm going to lose my brain. I can normally do this just fine. I am just so flustered. I actually need like a break from this piece of shit game. I am never playing this game again. Once we finally get up, the mission is over. And then we have to get to Mr. Burns to do the next mission. Oh, Mr. Burns. As heartbreaking as it is, this next mission coming up is the last one you can use the Family Sedan on, as the final two force you to use its vehicle for the story. So I decided before using the Family Sedan for the last time to complete everything else in this world, then go back and collect coins so I can buy everything I missed before. I decided to do all the gags and finish all the races before anything else because I wanted to get the hardest part done first before I just sat around collecting coins. But yet again, surprisingly, it wasn't that bad. In fact, on my first try of the checkpoint race, this happened.
Oh my god, he fucked up. No! He fucked up again! Oh my god!
Oh my god, it was easy! It was easy! Fuck you!
This was absolutely shocking to me. The fact the game finally threw me a bone after dealing with level 6 and level 3 felt so great. In fact, the only time a race even gave me a bit of a problem was when the hearse ran into me.
Oh. Fuck. No! Dude, no!
But even after restarting, I just beat it the next time. I don't know what happened. I'm totally fine with that though, because I'm so finished with this video.
That was so easy.
All the gags and wasp cameras weren't hard to find either, mainly because the size of the map was so small that everything had to be crammed together, so I didn't have to go searching around. It was all in very obvious spots, which left me to do one more thing, which was to buy every single piece of clothing and every car from every other world. Luckily, there's a spot in level 6 right inside of Krusty Studios that contains multiple crates, all containing bunches of coins. And a fun tip is that if you don't break the crates and only hit them 2 times, you can just load back from the mission select screen and just hit them again, making farming much quicker. It certainly wasn't quick though, so I ended up speeding up the footage and in my legit copy of the game.
Because I was going so fast, I ended up accidentally breaking some crates. So,
oh fuck.
That's really bad. But at the end of the day, I collected enough coins to be able to go back and complete everything.
I think I just need Homer. I'm done.
The only thing left that I need to do was buy the last 2 cars in the last level of the game, which are obviously the most expensive ones, but they're also the coolest ones. Like the hover bike is my favorite car in the game. Unfortunately, I couldn't use it because, you know, it's the Family Sedan video, but I gotta commend the creativity that some of these cars have. I really fell in love with this game because of cars like the hover car, and it really takes me back to see them again. Okay, enough reminiscing. I bought all the cars, and the only thing left was to beat this mission with the Family Sedan for the last time. The final mission that you could do with the Family Sedan is just like the one we did, where you take the nuclear waste from the power plant and drive all the way to the school to put it in the UFO. There's nothing new about this one, you just have to make it in the designated time limit, and honestly, I feel like this mission was easier than the one with the hover car. And as my beloved car ran into the beam for the final time, I couldn't help but think of all the memories that we made. Sure, there were bad times, but there were also the fun times. I honestly started to tear up a little bit, just thinking about where we came from. And seeing my car sacrifice its life for the greater good of Springfield, I just knew that it
Good fucking riddance, pussy!
The next mission is with Snake, and we have to use his car to, get this, drive over to the power plant, get some nuclear waste, and bring it back to the UFO. You can really tell that the creativity well is drying up. To give credit where it's due, there is one thing different about this mission, and it's that you have to escape an alien car before you get to the power plant. With all the shortcuts though, it really wasn't a hindrance, and I honestly didn't even realize it was there. And again, with the help of the epic respawn glitch, I was able to easily make it to the playground, and everything was great.
Goodbye, Snake. Do it for the greater good.
Then, for the final mission of the game, we have to take Grandpa Simpson's car, drive it over to the power plant, get nuclear waste, and bring it back. Yeah, they reused the same mission 4 times. The difference with this one is that you have to race the alien car to the power plant for the first time, and going back, it looks like you only have a minute to get there, which is, I think, actually impossible. But once you get to around the Simpsons house, you have to escape the alien car again, which gives you another minute of time, and with that, the Simpsons Hit and Run is... No! No! No, I'm just fucking with you. It's kind of easy. And with that, the Simpsons Hit and Run is finally done.
It's over.
Honestly, I was ecstatic. I had beaten a challenge I set for myself, and I had a lot of fun throughout the entire process. I am never doing another video like this ever again. So in celebration, I went to World 3, which is my favorite world in the game, and I went to the movie theater to watch my Itchy and Scratchy cartoon that I so rightfully earned.
That was just a bunch of cheap walk cycles.
Boys, if you did enjoy this video, subscribe, please. It's the best, most direct way to tell me that I'm doing a good job, and this video took me over a year to fully make, so I'd really appreciate it. I would. Consider supporting the Patreon. All the people you see right now are supporters, and they can say whatever they want. I also have some extra videos up there. It's pretty cool. And to answer the question, yes, you can beat the Simpsons Hit and Run with the Family Sedan only in the vanilla game. Vanilla playthrough, no mods, no hacks, no mods. All right, boys, I'll see you later.